Okay. So do you want to go first? How do you stay motivated and confident?
Um, well, really, I kind of like look like back on like what I've done in the past. I'm like, these were challenges too. I completed those challenges. I've been through like hard things in my life, so I can do this too. Um, or sometimes, like if I'm struggling, I take a break. I go play some soccer. I read a book. I do something, and then I come back with like a fresh mindset. And then I've always been pretty confident. Um, Motivation is sometimes a little bit harder because I'm like, what does this like gain for me? But then like when you like really put your like heart into it, then after like the feeling of completion is much better than like it's worth it. So pretty much that. International relations. Um, well, I think it's just pretty cool because there's so many different strategies going into it. Like there's like such a fine line because like some of your allies are enemies with each other, or like you have to be like nice to that country but also like not be too nice, like some like Russia, you don't want to be mean to them so you don't start a nuclear war, but you also don't want to be like too nice, or like North Korea or something. um but like it's just a fine line. But also sometimes international relations, it like annoys me because it is such a fine line. Like it just there's like so many like stupid conflicts and stupid like arguments because of like little things, like, and then like we've had a new system on international relations through Twitter this year. So like some like sometimes like they're like making a deal that he's like little rocket man, so it like it's not like the international relations right now. The international relations are just like they're so complicated and you have to be so like focused on them that sometimes it gets really tough, and it's kind of annoying to like look at because you think you could do this, but then like one solution has other consequences. So yeah.
Yeah, I totally get it. Especially when you were talking about the beginning with like staying confident and motivated. Like I find that really good. For me, for staying motivated is something more that I have to just go back and just, okay, why am I doing this? Like, why did I start this? And if I go back to, because oftentimes I feel like when you're involved in a project, you get so caught up in the project itself and all the little details of it that you might get stressed out or just overwhelmed. And then it's kind of hard to stay motivated because you're just like, this is too much. But then kind of what you were saying of going back and realizing, okay, and realizing like why you did this and what you've done in the past and how far you've come and how much you've grown since the last time like you had to face a challenge is just really motivating. um and then as far as staying confident, I feel like this one is kind of hard too because I feel like a lot of the times when I like pursue a big project, I'm just like, oh, this is a lot, like I don't know if I can handle this, I don't know if I'm the best person for this job. But then there's always like my dad always used to tell me like if not you who, if not now when, like no one else is going to do it. You have the passion, and what makes you less than anyone else who tries. So the best, all you can do is just give it your best, try your best, and educate others and try to bring others into your same project and to give it your all, and then you see what comes up of it. um so yeah, so I think that that's what kind of makes me feel a little more motivated and like confident, is just the fact that like any change you try to bring is a step forward and it's still progress, and that like there's always something that you can learn from the experience whether it's successful or not. And you never know how much you can handle until you like take the first step and do something that kind of scares you a little bit but also like excites you. So yeah, and then as far as international relations, I've always been like a huge environmental activist. Like ever since I was little, I always used to like tell my siblings like take shorter showers, like recycle this. This is recyclable. Because it just seems like so like fundamental in my mind. Like that's so like common sense. It's like the world we live in, we're polluting it. Like maybe we should stop doing that. Um, and so the more I learn, the more I'm just like, oh my God, like this is such a big issue. And I feel like exactly like Mr. Copsey said yesterday about like how like it's these major corporations with billions of dollars that are profiting from this like cycle of polluting our environment and like making money off of it, and their like whole economy, I guess, is like based off of fossil fuel industries and stuff like that, it just shows that it's such a big battle, and it's something that you can't do alone. And I feel like, in my mind, like, okay, why don't we all get everyone to come together instead of being so divided and so caught up in the details of like, no, like they didn't give me, like they increased my tariff on this, or like our religions are different in this way. Like, we're all people, we're all sharing the same earth. We should try to come together and cooperate on something that affects us all, because we're all losing money, except like these major corporations. It's not good for any of us in the long term. um so that kind of like sparked my interest in it. Like, we should all be able to work together, and like, wouldn't it be so cool if we could? And also like understanding different cultures and being like really fully understanding where a person is coming from, or where a country is coming from when you're talking with them, rather than just being like, oh, like I did this, so now you owe me this kind of thing. It's so like political, and so like what's the word, like not topical, superficial, like superficial. Like, it's not like you're not truly understanding them and trying to like cooperate to make something that's mutually beneficial.